First off, let me do proper introduction. Hello, husband.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello,
Dogo.
wife.
A lion.
Hello. What?
How are you? Thank
I'm
you.
good.
Thank you very much for joining. Backstory. He had told me that I was going to write letter to his PA. And me, I'm wondering, who is the PA? I am technically his PA, so I'm wondering, so I'll write letter to myself and I'll approve the letter by myself.
But you can't be biased in approving. That's the problem.
But what's yours is not mine. If Don't worry. Anyway, the long and short is that he finally is on the Lightroom, and I'm super glad to have you. The very first time I thought about having the Lightroom as a YouTube channel, or not even a YouTube channel, I wanted to start it as a podcast and a newsletter. It was a random, not very random, but an idea that I shared with him, and I'm like, oh, babe, I want to start a podcast and I think it would be great. It was just an idea and he brought it to life. He was my graphic designer, my editor, my recorder, everything. He literally gifted me his podcast sets and never really took it back throughout when I used it. So he gifted me his podcast sets and that's how I started the Lightroom because he was there to push me, especially while we were
I
dating.
mean,
And I'm super
it's
glad.
secret wise because I'm one of your biggest fans, if not your biggest fan, and so I had to, and that's why I'm here in the first place. All right. Everything I do is because I'm your number one fan. I support you. I believe in everything you do.
Thank
I think you're doing an amazing job, by
I'm
the
shy.
way.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, we're going to have to look at two cameras. But
Yes.
okay. All right. Thank you again for joining, guys. You can ask your questions here live. Hi, Ada. Let's just say hi to them. Hi, Ada. Hi, Dolapo.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi, people
Danny.
of
Hi,
God.
Jess. Hi, Godfrey. Hi, Zanto. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Jessica. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we'll go right into it. We are
Alrighty.
talking about how we met. I won't give the disclaimer of how I think this video is going to go, but we'll just start with it. I'll be the
Let's
person
go.
that goes last. Not the first person to call police in case. So
Mm.
let him go first.
Where'd you get your proverbs from?
No, no, it's a Nigerian proverb.
Yeah.
Eh,
No be the person that first call police, go solve case.
the cocoa is that it's not the first person to report or the first person you hear that is
Mm.
correct.
This is why the last person.
Just leave it
I,
as you always.
I
The point is, you are going before me, so I
okay.
have the benefit
So
of
gentlemen first. Okay.
yes. So I
All
have the
right.
benefit of hindsight and like
Mm.
hearing from you. Do
I
you get?
see. I see. So
So if
my response is not biased from yours.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
So
Makes
I've kind
sense.
of given the disclaimer already, but he would start with how we met through his own lenses.
Okay.
Then I will give you my own perspective and we will balance somewhere in the middle. Okay? All right. Hello, husband.
Hello.
It's so sweet to say, like, my cheeks literally burn every time. I've forgotten how upset I was before this live started. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you. Uh, so, how did you meet me?
Hmm.
How did we meet?
It was one summer and a sunny afternoon, the dawn of a new day. No, I already said afternoon. It can't be the dawn of a new day. Long story short.
Your poetry.
What happened to my poetry? So I mean, she was, you were a year below or 2 years.
2 years or 2 years?
It was 2 years, but you're doing a 4 year course.
Yes, but
I
which
was
year
doing
did you
5 year
graduate
course. I
again?
I graduated 2019.
Pacho.
Yeah, but she was 2 years below,
You're
but she was a
silly.
four year course, and so she had always been. When I first saw her, I was friends with her ex, back then, and so spoiler alert, did they know you had an ex? They'll find out.
I mentioned it before. If you follow the lecture, no.
Yeah, so fans out there, you already know this story, and we're friends, and when he started, wanting to be with her, and they started dating. I don't know, something just caught my eye. and I'm not one, of course, I'm not saying I was trying to look at someone else's property, but I had a friend of mine, we're just trying to create our list. You know how guys do those lists of girls ranking. You don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. But that's what
Just speak for
happened.
yourself.
We ranked girls, and it was not who is the curviest or who is no that it was who are you most likely to marry without stressing your life. That was the list, and we were writing a list of people. It was very short list, by the way, because anyways, God help us. Uh, and she happened to be on the list. If I'm not mistaken, I think number three on the list because
I was not number one.
you're not number one because you're taken.
Oh,
You're in a
okay.
relationship then,
That's the new way of
out of
putting it.
respect.
Because I'm wondering.
And so, just like, this is the kind of person that, yeah, if you're married to, you're okay, you're settled. And then one day, I'll cut the story short. I came to see woman, or not this one, not this woman. I came to see another woman that was potential, stuff was going to happen, manifestation of the sons of God. And I came, and before I got to see her, I went to one of the offices in school, in the school chapel, and there, even before that time, there was a time I remember I had an emergency. I needed to make some business transactions in the White House. So you know what I'm talking about. The urgent one, number two. It was bad. And I ran into this office. This was before the story I was telling you already. I ran into this office. I saw her there. I said, I need help. I need tissue paper, please. And from her own perspective, she said I was very touchy about it. Of course, you have to be decent about these things. I would like to pass, what Mother Nature gave me back to Mother Nature. I would like to pass. And I asked her for tissue paper, and she was so generous. I said, please, can you be very generous about it? Give me some more, please. We're not playing here. And that was the first impression she had about me, that, oh, that was an honest person who wanted to use the toilet and was just very
Why are you
honest
speaking for
about it.
me?
Okay, I'm
Why
sorry.
are you
I'm
speaking for
sorry.
me?
Anyways, but going forward, we just say hi, hello. And then this time when I came to see woman, that's where I'm coming back to. I came to this office and I saw her and I'm like, this was after the breakup. She had broken up with this guy and she was single, a single Pringle, original flavor. And she was just there, actually hot and spicy flavor, let's be honest. And she was just there. I was like, hi, Chisom, how are you? I noticed we don't talk often. We just say hi, hello. I would actually like to get to know you and talk more. That was it. Then there was another day I came to school to visit.
I think.
Yeah, I came to visit school. I had a program in school with the fellowship there. And I saw her again, and I was wearing a blue suit and a black shirt. I still remember. I don't remember what you were wearing, sadly. I think you're wearing black, all black.
It's not going to be surprising. I want black
Most likely
canvas.
all black. And then we're on the staircase, and we're like, we should start talking. We should get to talk. We should chat on Instagram if possible. I gave her my handle, and that was how our communication started. Before then, I used to just say happy birthday, send birthday messages to her. But then things started taking a new gear, and she was very bold. She entered my DMs. Hello, bam, boom. Let's take it to what's up. And we said, what's up in each other. And then from there, I started to catch feelings for this. Oh, let me not get ahead of myself. That's how we met, basically. And we're just talking and talking. And she was a very good friend to me. She'd always ask if I'd eaten, if I was okay, things like that. Very kind person. But yeah, that's let me not get ahead of myself. That's basically how we started to talk. She was very. I tried to be brave, and she was also very brave about it, and we just kicked it off.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
I'm curious. I
You
want to
said
know
something and the way I looked at
what
you.
did I say, please.
No, let me give my perspective. It's okay. Jessica said the way I'm swinging my chair is giving happiness. I'm happy. I can't even imagine that I was like super like I was so pissed when we started this live video or when we were supposed to start because everything was just not
Yeah,
working.
yeah, we tried to stream live. We
We
couldn't
tried to stream
stream
live, we
live.
couldn't
We
stream
tried to
live.
record on the camera.
It
The
didn't
card
work.
was full.
It was just one thing
Everything.
or the other,
Yeah.
right? It's never this hard. Okay, who am I kidding? Sometimes I record for like 6 hours for a 15-minute video,
Yep.
but like it's just usually never this hard going live. I don't even know, I'm still contradicting myself, but still, I was so upset. I even had to tell him, sorry, I'm not upset with you. Like, I'm just nerved out and everything. But like now, just thinking about our story and how far we've come is You can see I'm happy. It's giving me. Is it, I can't say butterflies in my tummy because that's supposed to be an anxiety thing. Just take it like that. I have metaphorical butterflies in
What's
my
okay? Okay.
tummy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Please leave me.
Yeah.
Okay. So how we met? Original version.
Oh, mine is what? Abba.
No. My
Can
version.
you imagine this woman?
Sorry, my version. So I think we met several times as he already highlighted,
Mm.
but my most vivid memory of him, like very first vivid memory of him, was really when he wanted to use the toilet. And no, honestly, because then in school, I knew that
What a
people.
way to remember
No,
someone.
seriously, because then in school, people used to trip for him, and
Oh.
I was in a relationship, so I couldn't care. I didn't know, and I'm always laser focused. So if I was with someone, I didn't see any other person, even if it was a crush.
Toss to
Like
you,
I was
yeah.
a faithful crusher. If
Mm.
I crush on you like
Are you
this, just
wait?
know
No,
I'll never
faithful
leave you.
crusher. No, I disagree. Faithful lover, yes. Faithful. This one, okay. It's not. It's not that time to expose you. Okay, sorry, sorry. I get in there.
I was a faithful crusher. Leave it like that,
Okay,
please.
all right.
Thank you.
Crushing hearts or crushing people.
I know you used to crush hearts.
Okay, okay. Just
It
checking.
depends on who is listening to the video, but I know it's crush. Anyway, so my first vivid memory. I'll get to why he thinks I'm not a faithful crusher, but my first vivid memory of him was when he wanted to use the toilet, and I was like, this boy that everybody is tripping for. I knew a couple of my friends that like had crushes on him, and then this their
Oh,
crush is coming to ask me for tissue, and he was kind of sweating just a little bit, like not dripping sweat, just like this person is agitated. Don't
did he ask for the
twist.
details? And go straight to the point.
No,
What's all the I'm
relax.
down sweating?
Relax. You already described it nicely. I'm trying to balance it for
Can
our
you
national
imagine
audience that does not really
national
understand what you mean by
audience?
White House. Do you get?
Fine, go ahead.
Sorry. Babe, it's a natural thing.
It's very natural.
Okay, don't be shy.
But the things I do are supernatural. I don't do natural stuff no more.
So you want to go to the toilet supernaturally?
I get visions in the White House, in the
Maybe
white
that's why it takes a
white throne.
while.
I call it white throne actually.
Maybe that's why it takes time. Oh, sorry. So he came to ask me for tissue, and I usually have tissue. And that day, particularly, maybe it was divine leading. Looking back
Mm.
at it, because I had ample tissue in an ample supply of tissue in my bag.
Mm.
So I was rolling out the tissue, and I was like, "Oh, please be generous," as he said. Please be generous. And I'm like, this one wants to do number two. Okay, no problem. So I rolled it out and gave him. And he was like, "Oh, thank you very much, thank you," with his, I don't know whether it's British American accent, but like, thank you very much. I gave it to him. I said, nice, fine boy that wants to go to toilets. Cool. So that's how I vividly remember him. Then at different times we kind of, had like random conversations because he used to do spoken word back in school. So I've listened to his pieces and I'm like, oh, this is really good. I'm one with words. So my primary love language is words of affirmation. So
And
when
money.
eh?
Hmm? What?
So as I was saying,
I
so
said
when
and money.
uh
It's a love language. Ibo girl.
you are no more. So why are you
I'm
distracting
sorry.
me?
I'm sorry. Please go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Um we met at different points. Sometimes I'll listen to his spoken word piece and I'm like, oh, this was really nice. And I really liked your spoken word piece and all of that. But that was my very first vivid memory of him. Then the time he came to school to see woman, you know, let me not make comments. So when he came to school to see another woman,
Mm.
he was not seeing me, by the way. Please, nobody should listen to this and think he's a woman rapper. So he came to see someone that he was setting P for, and me, I don't know now. Innocent me, I just saw him and I was excited to see him. And I was in the chapel. I came out of the chapel. He was by the staircase, and I saw him. And I'm like, "Hi, Kenneth." And then he turned back, and oh my god! Before that day, I used to hear that Kenneth is fine. Kenneth loves love. like loves love as per he's a loving person. Everybody was always saying Kenneth is a loving person. Kenneth is a loving person. In fact, the month before, some okay, I mentioned that was February 2020, but in October 2019, I went for a birthday thingy that his service unit threw for him and his service unit and his friends. And everybody was saying, Kenneth is so loving. Kenneth is so loving. I'm like, who is this guy? Everybody is saying, you're loving, you're loving, you're loving. I came as head of another unit, not really his friend, but I could tell that he was a loving person. I didn't have any issues with him. So I said happy birthday and I left. But on this day, when I saw him by the staircase,
Hmm? Glory.
on this day, when I saw him by the staircase, I just saw him and I turned.
Wow.
And
Thank you, Jesus.
I mean, he turned. You were the one that
I
turned. I
turn.
called your name and then you turned. It was like something straight out of a movie. I'm not even going to kid you. As he turned, I just noticed how fine he was for the very first time. Like, I didn't think he was ugly, no. But I didn't really care for whether he was fine or whether he was not fine. But that day, as he turned, I was like, oh my God. Bajo, this is why
She's been
people,
missing out.
this is why they were crushing on you. Because I didn't see it,
Mm.
Jay. Not because you're not an attractive person. I just
All right.
wasn't in that headspace,
Mm.
So when I saw you that day and you turned, I'm like, oh my God, this
Mm.
guy's fine.
Thank you,
I remember
Jesus.
going
Thank
through
you,
that
Lord.
day and just thinking,
Thank you,
how did I
Father.
never notice that?
Thank you,
Stop
Holy
it! How did I never notice that he was this fine?
Mm.
And then he was like, "Oh, Chisom, how
Mm.
are you?" This one, and he was not talking to me softly. I say, "Hey, this one wants to make me have crush." I rebuke it. So, no, that period I was in a zone.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was like, "Oh, Chisom, how are you and everything? Let's catch up. So I'll send you a DM on Instagram. Is that fine?" I said, "Ah, yeah, it's fine." So we kind of we exchanged Instagram handles.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
Oh,
we've
we already
exchanged.
we
We're
already
already talking
had
on
a yeah,
Instagram, but
yeah.
we've noticed to chat.
Just happy birthday.
Just
How
happy
are you once
birthday.
in a while?
Then he said he was going to send me a DM. Why I was eyeing him when he was sharing the stories because he said I entered his DM. And me, I'm like, how? Because I remember going back to my hostel and patiently waiting for Brother Fine Boy to send me a DM. Because I was waiting. He said you send me DM, you not send me DM.
Okay,
And like,
I did send the first
yes,
DM.
he sent the
Yeah, yeah,
first
yeah.
DM. Let's establish it well
Mm.
because I did other things during the relationship that I need to score for. Anyway, so he sent the first DM, and I remember really, really waiting for him to send this DM to me. But he was just so fine. I couldn't shake it off. He was
Thank you,
fine.
Lord.
Anyway, after that, I think we then started talking on Instagram, and that
Yeah,
was shortly before Valentine's Day. It was early February.
yeah.
So we started talking on Instagram, and before Valentine's Day, I knew I had caught feelings. Like the crush had settled because on Valentine's Day 2020, that was my only Valentine's Day in my adult life as a single person. And because every other years, either I was in a relationship or I was in a serious talking stage with someone, something like that. So that particular year I was single and I was really happy. I was excited to see what Valentine's Day would look like for me
Mm.
as an adult in
Hmm.
as a single adult,
Yeah.
right? So that happened and Valentine's Day was fun and everything. I remember making my hair. I did shuku on Valentine's Day. I remember because it was so painful. I wonder whether the woman was fighting with me. But anyway,
Most likely.
I made shuku on Valentine's Day and we were chatting while I was making my hair and I was like, "Oh, do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?" Like me, I was just chatting. I was like, "Do you have any
Sure.
plans for
Sure you were.
Valentine's Day?" And they were like, "No, no plans." I mean, I'm like, it's like this brother is single. This one does not have plans. It's either he's single or he is not a romantic. It was one of the two, but brother spoken word. I said no problem. He's romantic, most likely single. So me, we shall chatted. We were not each other's Valentines. To be clear, there was someone else in the picture, but I did not know. So later on, I kind of found out that there was someone else in the picture, and I remember that day. I was the heartbreak was different because it's not like he was leading me on or anything. We were just really good friends and I was enjoying his company. But I won't lie, there were feelings. So when I found out that um there was someone else in the picture, I didn't even find out from you. I think that was the one that was scratching me. I did not find out from you. I found out from my friend that was her friend. And I'm like, ah, I don't want to be the person that like I'm not a boko loco like husband snatcher, please. So I just started to back off a bit, and then eventually we talked about it, and he was like, "Oh, he kind of explained the situation and why he didn't necessarily talk about it." Because me in my head, I'm like, "Why are you not telling me that somebody is in the picture?" Me, if I'm chatting with you in less than 3 days, you should know whether or not I have a boyfriend, especially if you're a member of the opposite sex. Let's just make things clear, crystal clear. Me, I don't like mixed signals.
Mm.
Is it green? Is it red? Is it yellow?
Yes.
Just let me know. Even
Yes.
that yellow, I don't
Preach.
really like it,
Preach,
but
sister, preach.
yellow usually changes to green
Mm.
or red very fast. So
Mm.
just let me know
Mm.
what the signal is. But that's how we met. I think we've balanced our stories now. That's how we met. And okay, I'm in a better mood.
Yeah.
That's how we met, and I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy we met. It's I feel like when I think about us, I feel like God heard me in that period because after my breakup and the series of events that followed, 2019 slash 2020 was the most dramatic phase of my life. It was one drama to the other.
Hmm?
Because normally I say I don't like drama, but it was like my life
Shama was just
became
chasing you all around.
a seasonal movie. I remember Adesina and I just bouncing and say, Adesina, which season of my life are we in now? Is this season 2 or season 3? It was bad. I don't wish it for my enemy's enemy. But um in that period I was scared about relationships. The fears that I had overcome when it comes to dating and relationships were starting to creep in again. So I was scared to trust, I was scared to love, and I was praying in that period because I genuinely believe that love is a gift from God and I wanted to enjoy it. And I just thought about it that if I was willing to love someone so much with all my heart, I believe that there's someone out there that is ready to give me that same energy, faithfully so. And I prayed about it. And now, looking at our marriage and our relationship so far, I keep telling him every time that I feel like in him, God consoled me. In him, God just showed me that he could see me. I can't shake it off. So even on days where maybe we step on each other's toes a bit, sometimes I'll just look at him. It's annoying that even when maybe I'm upset about something, he's fine from every angle. Like it was something I was telling him recently. Like when somebody is sleeping and person does not look fine, he's not one of those people. So he's sleeping and he looks fine. I'm upset and he looks fine. And I'm like, at least try and look ugly when I'm upset so that I will vex with my full chest. But anyway,
Thank you.
anytime.
That was a very good compliment. Thank you.
Stop it. So anytime I just look at him, whether we are upset at each other or we are on good terms or everything is great, I'm just really grateful that God heard me. So yeah. Um any words?
Yeah, I was just going to comment on what she said, um, where there was someone in the picture and I didn't tell her, or I didn't let her
Mm.
know. And it was strictly because the said person wanted to keep things under wraps. And that was an orange flag, almost a red one. And I didn't see it on time. It's just like no one needs to know that there's something brewing here. No one at all. Not even my best friend should know. And we almost had to fight about that. But that's just by the way. And just wanted to say that this was also like the timing of how we met and all of those things that transpired was just it was God's timing.
Mm,
I believe that. Like I believe that as much as God doesn't choose for you in this one, no, I saw the signs. God led our steps very clearly, undeniably.
mm,
It was almost like He was saying, "This is the person to do life with,"
mm.
and I see the reason now. So
Oh,
you're
Faye just
welcome.
moved from smooth talking. Careful.
You're welcome, my dear.
Thank you. Okay. So I'll just ask you a couple of
Yes,
questions
please.
and then you answer and you kind of bring the video to wraps.
All right.
Okay.
Breathing.
So, yay. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so you guys can go on and ask questions here so we can answer you guys. Um, but we'll answer questions that had come in like pretty much earlier. Okay, so
Hello.
how did you know that you wanted to be with me?
How did I know I wanted to be with you? So, to be honest with you, there were two major things, right?
Are you things you have just said me before? Will I be hearing them for the first time?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, the two things are in groups. There was personal conviction and there was external conviction,
Mm,
right?
apologetics class.
The internal evidence,
Mm,
bibliographically, is that the internal evidence basically was that I saw the qualities I wanted in a partner. Um, so that you're generous. That's one thing that always stuck out. I saw that you're a kind person. You were the head of your service unit, and you didn't carry it on your shoulder like you're a god. And I knew people back then who had the most terrible attitudes because they made the head of one service unit in the chapel or otherwise. And she was so humble and very fervent. I remember I'd seen her pray one time. I was like, hmm, prayer woman, well done.
mm.
You're doing well. And she was very polite, very pleasant. So these were things that I really admired, and I saw that she was also passionate about ministry. I could tell from our conversations, and that was a preference for me. I would not necessarily someone who would say if you're not a pastor or you're not going to do pulpit ministry, no, no, that was not me. But I was like, if I had that, I'd really appreciate it for the work that I would have to do. So those were internal convictions. There was peace in my heart when I prayed about it. So the Lord, internal conviction was also from the Spirit. I just knew that this was a person to do life with. And she was very honest to a fault as well. Like that's one thing I admired. Like you ask her a question and she will not just say I'm fine. She will think about it. Am I really fine? I'm not actually fine. As you said, and it was rare to see that and hear that. So that's one part. The external conviction I got was literally from a friend. I asked my best friend at the time, and I said, "Look, this is this person. This person is catching my eye, but we've only be doing long distance." And that's how it was. Our conversations were just, it was during lockdown phase. So we're just texting and texting. This was 2020. And I'm like, I've not had an interaction. And we just had the conclusion that, look, let me go out with her once before she goes back to school. Let me have a time to meet with her face to face. From that date and that date specifically, I would be able to tell that she is really the person I want to do life with. And in that date, I wish you had time to talk about it. This lady, she tore chicken with her hand. She did not use fake and knife. Use her hand to tear the chicken.
For my defense, my plates
Oh,
ended up being neater than Uncle Fork
no,
and Knife.
no, nobody asked for that.
But
All they
okay.
want to know is how you tore the chicken with your bare hands, right? And I've
Clean, bare hands.
oh my goodness.
Don't make me sound like a barbarian because
Anyways, yeah, she was very honest about that, and this was just a beautiful person. The external conviction was, my friend was like, no, go for it, like, and other people that I talked to about her. You know how someone can just specifically look at you and like you and show you all their good sides, but there's something else elsewhere. So I wanted to just get a feel from everyone else that were friends with her, and everyone was saying the same thing. She's a solid person. She's generous. She's kind. I'm like, this is it. This is all I need, really. And I made the move. Some days after, that's when I asked you out
it was not
over
days
a
after,
call.
it was like a month after.
Yeah, days, months, potato, potato.
I know potato potato.
So, about a
um,
month after, actually, on the 16th of October, 2020, I asked this lady out, and she said, "I'll think about it." I'm kidding. No, of course she said yes. Uh,
never needed to think about it. I mean, even the day we went on our semi first date, like the date we went on before we started dating, when he first told me, "Oh, Chisom, I know you're going back to school. Can we hang out?" Yeah, I was I was busy that day, oh, but normal. I'm like, oh, okay, I think that can work. I cleared everything because I was already like crushing on him, and in the period where I was not sure if he was going to like me back and everything, I had a solid crush on you from February till that was
Yikes.
September
Yeah, that was
till
September.
September.
Yikes. It's a long
That
time,
was a long,
folks.
like, solid crush. Okay, okay, what he means by I can be an unfaithful crush was like other people were starting to give me
Oh.
green lights, and I was
Oh.
like, okay, not bad. As per this one is not saying anything now, not bad.
Yeah.
Let me see. But every time he came to mind, every time I saw
Ooh.
his text, the
Oosh.
the brewing feelings for other people just pretty
Oosh.
much disappeared.
I provoked you onto good works. I get it.
Mm. The brain feelings for other people just pretty much disappeared. And I'm like, oh my God, I really want this man. I want an opportunity to love him and be loved by him. And it was something I really prayed about. And when he was with someone else, like trying to work out a relationship, when I found out, what really helped my heart was I took one day, it was a night actually, and just prayed for them. Like I prayed till I started crying. That was when I knew that I was like done. Okay,
Hmm.
I can move on. I can be his friend from a distance. I had to mute him. I muted him on Instagram. I muted him on WhatsApp. I muted his status. I archived his chats because it's not me that they will say you stole somebody's. My life was already dramatic, and I wouldn't like anybody to do that to me. So I just muted him everywhere, but I kept praying about those
And you
feelings.
kept unmuting me as well.
Ah, yes, that meeting did not even work because
Mm.
me that I meted you on your status, I'll still go back and search for your status because it was just it was not funny.
Well, dear.
So on that day, September 27th, when he asked us to like hang out over lunch, I was just super excited. And then I remember what I wore. We got there, and then I saw him, and I'm like, okay, a man that keeps to his time, good. So we got there in time. We started just saying, when it was time to eat, I saw chicken that I like. And then the chicken was not boneless. So bone everywhere. Why am I? And I was like, I was weighing it. If I eat with my hand, would this man think I'm not a speck anymore? And to be honest, the truth is, in that moment, I'm like, he's first my friend. So the next time we probably go out, I will still eat like this. So it's not like I eat messy or my hand was dirty. So
In
I
her
just went
defense,
for it.
her plate was actually cleaner than mine, and I used a fork and knife. Let's be honest. Yeah, I'll be
A
honest.
queen I stand. Anyway, I just wanted to be comfortable because I don't want to be forming what I was
Mm.
not. And I'm not saying you should go and embarrass yourself on your first date. Please, I ate decently. Do that too, okay? Don't chase away your potential. Anyway, so that was it. And then I went back to school. And in school, there was no phone now. I didn't have a tab. I had to get like my dad's old iPad to take to school just so we could keep talking. And he had asked me the night before, oh, how can we keep in touch? I went to download Telegram. Me that I never used Telegram before. I could be under a rock. I didn't even care. But I downloaded Telegram and then we started talking almost every day. Every day. Every day. Then October 9th, 2020, you said you wanted to have a call with me, and then you had a call, and then you told me that you like me and all the
Yeah,
sweet
that was
sweet
that
things.
call
I
then.
recorded everything as proof, so you will not go back on your word. Anyway, he told me he liked me, and then, oh, no pressure, gentleman, no pressure, please take your time to respond. I told him, there's no need to take my time to respond. I already know my answer. I knew my answer since
Hmm?
February 2020. I'm
Hmm?
like, man, I
It's a
like you.
focused woman.
I like you too. I
Mm.
like you very much. I'm like, are you sure? Like, there's no pressure to respond. I said, I've been waiting for this question since. So why am I wasting time? There's no point. So we got there, and I think in that period, he told his parents he wanted to date me. He spoke to my pastor.
Yeah, let me speak to that. So
Okay.
so what happened is I told her on 9th of October that I liked her, and she didn't have to give a response, but she did.
Mm,
And the next question is, what next? Like, okay, you told me you like me. What next? And I told her that what I want to do is I want to, because I felt like maybe somehow she felt I was stringing her along without any intentions. So I wanted to just let her know my feelings that I really
mm,
like you. And I wanted to also be accountable and let everyone who is important to her and important to me know about it, because it's intertribal, right? She's Igbo, she's Yoruba, I'm Yoruba. I wanted to know, was there something that you know, that my parents might have an issue with or something like that. So I told my pastors, told her pastor, I told my parents, I told my brother, I told my best friend. And Every single person. I kid you not. Then I told them about who she was. I told them about her tribe. Everyone was like this. Even my dad, but never met her, was like, "Go for it. Let the Lord grant you speed." Everyone green light. I'm like, come on. I never got this kind of response with previous people, and so I was like, yeah. And then the week after, exactly the week after, I came back and asked her um to be my girlfriend.
Side gist about that week after.
Yeah, what's the side?
So I think he said he wanted to ask me when we met in person, which was going to be like almost a month
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, please, no. Oh, God, no. I don't want this a sweet stalking stage, a sweet transition to generate to situationship. I want to say goodnight, love. I will not say goodnight, PK, or goodnight. Please, please, let's just keep things aligned. And I'm really glad that we just hopped on a video call and we spoke about it.
Yeah.
And that day, after he had asked me out and we had done the whole euphoria of, oh, you're not my baby, you're not my baby. Yeah, we did it a lot that night. So after we had gone through that whole euphoria, I now asked him that, do you really know what today is? Because the side
Oh
gist
yes. Oh
is
yes.
that
Aye, aye.
that day, the day we started dating, was my ex's birthday. And I'm not at war with my ex. We still chat from time to time, like very platonic. Hello, hi,
Mm,
are you okay? Once in a few months, something like
mm.
that. So I was like, oh, do you know that this today is his birthday? And I was like, oh my god, I didn't know.
Let me be honest with you, woman of God. I actually knew. You see, the Lord sent me to tell her that I will rewrite her story, and the things of the past will be rewritten with the things of new. And so the occurrence and the landmark of that day will be replaced by the landmark of my love. Thus saith the Spirit of the Lord. Okay. Uh, I'm sorry.
You started this video by saying that you're my ex's friend, though, and you asked anyway. All
I
things are
was
passed
past
away. All
tense.
things.
Oh,
Oh, all things
oh.
have passed away.
Mm,
That's the cocoa. And to be honest, he was not asking me, oh, do I feel somehow? Do I anything? Do I anything? I'm not his girlfriend again.
mm.
I'm not. I did not pick today out of all the days that existed. How do I show my ex? I don't have that kind of time. How do I show my ex Shiggy? Let me like. What about that will make me feel like it will make any impression on him? It doesn't make any sense. It makes sense, and it's something I had moved on from. It just really helped my mind to know that I've really moved on from this because I didn't feel vengeful
Yeah.
for like saying yes on that day. I didn't feel like I was on the better side or anything, and I'm just really grateful that I said yes to you.
Evil
Said
accent.
please.
See.
I'm really grateful that I said yes to you.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that we dated. I'm grateful that we kept our boundaries. I'm grateful that we got married.
Ah.
I'm really grateful that we got married when we did. Really, really grateful for that. I'll ask you one more
All
question.
right.
A summary of some of the questions that we got, and someone was asking,
Yeah.
"How do you stay sexually pure in a dating
It's
relationship?"
very easy. Get pure water. And I'm so sorry. I was going to say bath it 7 times, but no. How did we stay sexually pure? If I'll be honest, that period of our dating was so intense. Oh my god, it's so intense. And for me personally, when I start liking someone, I like you based on your character and your facial looks, how you look facially, primarily. So it was in this moment I was now discovering that it's not just face, oh, that's the eyes, oh. Oh God that endows us with gifts from above. God has given her things. Oh gosh. All the curves and all the edges. Hey. And so I was discovering these things more and more. And I was like, whoa, dang, wow, yikes, And there are times where we're almost crossing some boundaries, right? And for us, our boundaries were flexible. And by flexible, I mean they were ever evolving. Meaning, if a hug is okay today, it may not be okay tomorrow. Do you understand? Because it just depends on how tense things are. But we made a decision that we're going to stay pure, not just being virgins. That's virginity is not necessarily sexual purity, right? And a lot of people need to understand that. It is active. This is where it is. This is where sexual purity is. Not lusting after this woman, being sure that what you have towards her is love, true love, where you are not playing in betweens, like the all the things that are not the actual act itself. We were trying to be sure that we're not, quickening a fire that we could not tame. Do you understand? Yeah, but we were very clear to show ourselves how much we loved each other. Like when I would touch her, she would know that no, this is a man that loves me. I was intentional about those things. So we also had accountability, right? We prayed a lot. We were accountable to each other. We had friends we were accountable to as well. And even as we started to do our counseling, we started to become accountable to couples, like married couples that we look up to as well, who could just keep us in check before the time. And big thanks to long distance. Long
Oh,
distance helped us. Let's be honest.
it's as if the tension became worse after we got
After,
engaged.
yes,
Yeah, it was like it got to a point that I think there was one day I wanted to come visit him when we were already engaged, and then like we had to ask, he had to mention that you were the only one at home, just like
yes. Oh yes,
disclaimer.
that was one thing I always do. Like if I'm the only one at
Disclaimer.
home, I always tell her, if she still wants to come, let's meet outside, right? Or we go somewhere and hang out. But yeah.
Thank God for long distance because Konji can deal with you.
Oh yeah, my goodness. Yeah, yeah,
Like it got to one day. I we were doing our long distance. We were having a video call, and then I was like, "Babe, just talk to me. Tell me why we are waiting." And this is a question that
yeah.
I had asked before to someone else, and I had gotten a flop answer at the wrong time. So on
Mm.
this day, I knew hypothetically why we should be waiting, why we should even
Theoretically, yeah,
have, yeah, theoretically, sorry. I knew theoretically why we should be waiting, um and have boundaries even in our texts and
yeah,
things like that. So um but I wasn't feeling it. Like I was not in the mood
yeah,
to wait, and hormones can just mess up your mind. So that day I just drew the last ounce of strength I had and asked him, "Babe, why are we waiting?" And his answer that day, I think I eventually cried that night because it was at a crux like that I had ended the previous relationship and other like not situationships, like talking stages. I'd ended things just because of that answer. But in that moment, he reminded me the reasons why we are waiting, not just to tell people that, oh, we waited, but at the end of the day, when we stand before our God to give account of our lives, we'll be able to say, Lord, we made this decision in honor of you.
yeah.
Not because we
That's right.
felt like, not because it was easy, but because we wanted to honor you.
Mm,
And we did. And in that moment, he encouraged me. He was like, "Babe, this is a feeling. You'll sleep it off. You'll be fine." And then we prayed about it. Times where we like how we held ourselves accountable. For me, for instance, if I'm feeling some kind of way, I'll just tell him, "Babe, I feel like this." In fact, we had emojis that we used to use. So instead of like talking about how I feel, if it's going to feel weird to like say it out, I'll just send him that emoji and he knows it's an SOS. And that was how I was able to stay like sexually pure, because in our relationship I learned that sexual purity is not just not having sex or not
yeah.
touching this or not touching that. It's even in your thoughts, in your inactions, right? So I'll send him that SOS and he would always call immediately, and we will pray and take practical steps. Okay, step outside, take a walk, things like that, but we would always pray first. And walking into marriage, I think other people might be saying things like, are you not scared? You will not sample anything. So I'm like,
This is a topic for another time.
it's a topic for another time, but we'll probably make another video.
And I'm glad to share all you need to know.
Guys, let me just beg him now in
Expose.
front of everybody, because I'm
Ugh,
begging you. Would you come on
the time,
the
there's no time. There's no
we live in the
time.
same house?
I'm very busy, I need to talk to my people. My people will get back to your people. This is how we should do it, We should, you know.
I'm not vengeful.
Let me be careful before I sleep on the couch today.
No, you're not sleeping on the couch. It's sofa bed. Anyway, no, I'll never do that. But I'm just begging him now in front of you guys. Please, would you come on another episode where we'll like talk about expectations around sex and things like that?
I will think about it.
You'll do it. Thank you so much. So he has agreed. You have agreed, Abby.
I
See,
guess
they are
so.
talking to you. They are saying we are your people. We say yes.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
What kind of cool is this?
But babe, are you really not going to come?
I will.
You just said before that you are my biggest fan.
I am.
That I am.
I am.
Okay. He has promised that we will talk about it more in another video. But let me just give you like a disclaimer or teaser. It was worth the wait. And not because like when we got married, now became like Hollywood movie. That's it. People will throw MacBook. Throw my MacBook. Please don't try it. All the homos will vanish. Do you know how much MacBook is? Please. Oh God. My MacBook cracked a bit. I took it to a store to fix the amounts they told me. I came back. I went to the store in tears. You know that scripture that says that he that goeth forth bearing precious seed and with tears. That's how I felt. Because before I even got to the store, I knew these people were going to bill me. And as I got a very tiny
Was
crack,
literally
like
the amount. Changing the screen
very
was
tiny.
literally the amount you spent to buy a brand new HP Lenovo.
And somebody will not tell me that I should do it's like Hollywood that they will just do everything fiam. It's not like that. But it was worth it. It was worth
Very worth it.
It was very worth it. We will do it again and again and again. We're
do
so
what?
grateful.
Do what again and again and again.
If we had to be
okay, sorry, my mind had really gone somewhere else.
We would. If we had to date again, we will set the boundaries again.
Yes.
And it was worth it. Because if you break up with this person that you are with now, you are not carrying another body count to another relationship. So even when you get married, you are not like trying to now compare or struggling not to compare sexual experiences. It was just worth it, honestly. It was. And if you did not learn how to wait when you were dating, what will happen if work travels, like carries you for travel or something? You won't have stamina to wait, but that's for another day. I'm super happy that we finally had this live video. And for our YouTube family, we're so sorry that we couldn't go live on YouTube. We're going to re-upload this video on YouTube for you guys to watch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Pastor Babe Odogu Lion.
Why did you start calling me Lion?
It's from that video. Didn't you like the video?
I don't know. You posted it without my permission, but yeah, I think I like it.
Yeah, I just did Shakara. I posted it without my permission. How many times did you watch it? You watched it?
I watched it a lot of times, yeah.
So don't be sounding as if I did something bad.
Fine. Thank you. Let's do our special handshake. Do you still remember it?
Please,
let's do it. Let's do it. No. Let's do it. Let's go. I'm sure you remember it. Let's go. We have a special handshake, and she keeps forgetting every time.
When we do the handshake?
Let's go. It's not like she won a jackpot.
Sorry, I'll embarrass myself for that. Thank you so much, babe, for tuning in. For joining me on this video. Thank you for calming my nerves and helping set up. Thank you for encouraging me to do this video. Thank you for all you do for me. Thank you for making me smile. I'm not tense again. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you very much. I owe you massage. Special massage after this life for all your stress. What? Anyway, thank you guys for
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Please
thank you for having me too.
Of course, we'll have you again soon. You guys should just tell me what you want us to talk about, but I'll drag him here again soon. I promise you, people. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning into our live video. We're so grateful that you are here. Please follow my page, follow the Lightroom's page, follow my husband's page. His page is Kenneth Olusanya on Instagram. My Instagram is the Instagram you're tuned into now, underscore Chisom Olusanya. The Lightroom's Instagram is underscore the Lightroom full stop underscore. Don't worry, it's not hard to find. Then follow us on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. We are not fighting. You've laughed, you smiled. Go and check to be sure that you actually subscribe, because you may think you're subscribed but you're not. So please
I thought they missed out on heaven.
Subscribe.
Your name is in the book.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you so much. I love you all. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Let's look at people's comments just before we go. Yeah. And Ada said on behalf of Association, she says However, says we should tell me about however, it's always something. Don't worry, I'm not saying. Said where I trim my slippers. See, I didn't even know when I used. Even they says it's remaining small for Chisom to spring away from this chair. This was a beautiful life. Thank you so much, guys.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
I love you
Thank
guys.
you, guys.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Bye bye.